Armenian Genocide. Imagine being so absolutely allergic to others' existence that you literally invent death marches as part of your wellness plan for an entire population. Welcome to the Armenian Genocide, courtesy of the Ottoman Empire, 1915 edition. This wasn't just a bad vibes kind of historical moment. It was the deliberate extermination of 1.5 million Armenians through deportations, starvation, and full-on mass murder. Picture this: officials rounding up community leaders in the dead of night like some extremely dark version of Among Us, then forcing entire families to walk for hundreds of miles, no comfort snacks, and definitely no water breaks. At the time, people tried to justify it with the war's chaos excuse, but even other Ottomans were basically like, come on, dude. Hitler, yes, well, that Hitler, allegedly referenced the Armenian Genocide as a blueprint, saying, "Who, after all, speaks today of the annihilation of the Armenians?" Answer: literally everyone in this video's comments, bro. The fact that some countries still debate calling it genocide just adds insult to existential injury. If history has a group chat, this one is perma-muted because nobody wants to admit they were part of it, or worse, pretended to look away. The Holocaust. Here's a friendly reminder that humans once optimized the process of mass murder with the same energy that goes into designing new iPhone models. The Holocaust, 1941-1945, is ultimate how-to in evil logistics. Nazis literally kept spreadsheets and timetables for slaughter. 6 million Jews exterminated, along with Roma, Slavs, LGBTQ folks, and anyone else who annoyed the Third Reich. Industrial genocide, brought to you by men in trench coats who were way too into paperwork. Hitler's final solution wasn't one bad night of fascist brainstorming. It was a sustained operation, with concentration camps like Auschwitz acting as murder factories. Prisoners sent left or right, live or die, like some horrific Tinder for genocidal decisions. Primo Levi, survivor and philosopher, wrote, "Monsters exist, but they are too few to be truly dangerous. More dangerous are the common men." Basically, the scariest part: regular people fueled the machine, clocking in and out like it was just a normal job. To this day, questioning the Holocaust is the human equivalent of swiping left on empathy. It's why "never again" is a catchphrase, but also a warning that the collective memory buffer shouldn't be cleared. Rape of Nanking. If you think horror movies are disturbing, the Rape of Nanking is nightmare fuel with historical receipts. In 1937, Japanese troops entered China's then capital, Nanking, and basically confused the concept of conquest with online troll mode, but IRL and fatal. Over 6 weeks, soldiers killed anywhere from 200,000 to 300,000 civilians and POWs. Imagine the entire population of a mid-sized city wiped out just because a bunch of men in uniforms had unchecked power and bad moon energy. But the worst, truly the worst, was the absolutely unhinged level of cruelty. Mass rapes, torture, competition to see how many people you could bayonet the fastest. One newspaper literally covered this as if it was an athletic event, and casual executions as stress relief. Foreigners running the Nanking safety zone tried to shield people, low-key flexing their passport privileges. But even they couldn't stop it all. Sometimes the question isn't, how could this happen? But why didn't the universe glitch and shut the whole thing down for maintenance? It's the kind of event that even the universe would eye-roll. Unit 731 experiments. Move over, mad scientists in B-movies. Unit 731 was the real-life season finale nobody asked for. Japan's top-secret research squad, 1937-1945, basically treated ethical science like a spoiler they refused to read. Led by Dr. Shiro Ishii, this group operated near Harbin, China, running experiments in a lab that had the medical standards of a public bathroom at a death metal festival. Vivisections on live, unanesthetized prisoners? Check. Biological warfare tested on villages? Yup. Let's see what happens if we freeze this dude's organs solid. That one too. Oh, and just a quick reminder. Most test subjects were Chinese civilians, POWs, and anyone unlucky enough to annoy the Empire. American POWs got a guest appearance too, and guess what? US authorities reportedly let Ishii off the hook if he handed over the data. Science is wild, but this is delete your browser history before anyone finds out levels of messed up. It's proof that in war, sometimes the villain is a nerdy dude with a stethoscope. My Lai Massacre. The Vietnam War was basically a masterclass in gray morality, but the My Lai Massacre in 1968 is when the US Army speedran to the darkest timeline. Soldiers from Charlie Company didn't just make a mistake. They systematically killed over 500 Vietnamese civilians, women, kids, babies, the elderly, while literally posing for photos with their war crimes and then trying to gaslight the world with collateral damage PR statements. The wildest part? It was a whistleblower, Warrant Officer Hugh Thompson, who landed his helicopter between the soldiers and the villagers, basically yelling, "Am I the only one in this convo with a moral compass?" Officers covered it up for a whole year until a Ronan Farrow-level investigative journalist broke the story. Outrage was so intense that the US anti-war movement gained no chill momentum. Only one soldier, Lieutenant Calley, did any jail time, and even that turned into house arrest. We were just following orders got roasted so hard at Nuremberg that it's wild anyone still tried it here. War crimes, it's like America's worst group project ever, and nobody wanted their name on the final slide. Srebrenica Massacre. Flash forward to 1995, and you'd think Europe learned its collective lesson on genocide, right? Nope. Enter the Srebrenica Massacre, the hold my beer moment for post-Cold War atrocities. Bosnian Serb forces under Radovan Karadzic and Ratko Mladic rolled into the UN-protected safe zone with all the subtlety of a shark in a toddler pool, and systematically executed 8,000 Bosnian Muslim men and boys in less than a week. The international community, the UN peacekeepers, watched, frozen with bureaucratic jaw drop as the plan unfolded like bad reality TV. Women and children got shipped off, while the men were marched into the woods and killed execution style. You've got survivors still finding relatives' remains in mass graves decades later, like the worst, most cursed Easter egg hunt ever. It's textbook genocide, but with mid-90s camcorders rolling. The Hague Tribunal dropped some life imprisonment sentences after, but for many survivors, justice hit more like a buffering YouTube video. Too little, too late. Rwandan Genocide. Rwanda, 1994. If you think your neighbor stealing your Amazon package is bad, imagine that, but with machetes, in the middle of the literal apocalypse. In just 100 days, nearly 800,000 Tutsis and moderate Hutus were killed by their fellow Rwandans, sometimes by the people they ate dinner with the previous night. Mass murder wasn't outsourced to uniformed armies. It was neighbors turning into one-star rated horror movie villains. A radio station actually broadcasted kill lists and instructions, proving that when media goes rogue, it's more dangerous than any influencer drama. And the rest of the world? They responded with the diplomatic version of, "Sorry, just saw this. Hope you sorted it out." Writer and philosopher Hannah Arendt once warned about the banality of evil. Here, evil was aggressively basic. Even 30 years later, Rwanda's pulling double duty on healing. Forgive, but never forget, because, wow, the group chat's trust issues have trust issues. Cambodian killing fields. Want to reset your civilization? Pol Pot's got a 1975-1979 DIY kit for you. Destroy everything modern, start farming, and murder anyone who's ever read a book, or honestly just wore glasses. That's the brilliant business plan behind the Cambodian killing fields. Nearly 2 million Cambodians, roughly a quarter of the population, were executed, worked to death, or starved, all in pursuit of a farming utopia dreamed up by the world's most psychopathic LinkedIn guru. Khmer Rouge soldiers treated intellectuals like human malware, and everyone was suspect. Teachers, engineers, doctors, even people with soft hands. The torture and executions took place in literal fields, now littered with bones, Cambodia's open-air museum of How Not to Run a Country 101. The world barely noticed as it happened, and only in the 80s did outsiders finally realize, wait, where did everyone go? History's harshest glitch, and proof that the scariest dystopias aren't on Netflix, they're already in the receipts. Found this video interesting? Leave us a like and subscribe for more videos like this one. Let us know what we should cover next in the comments below.